and a wonderful new season. We want to welcome you, all our reviewers, commentators, and viewers all over the world. We are happy to have you. I'm greeting you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And we pray this year will be a year of all-around victories for us in Jesus' name. Now, you are welcome to Vox Pop on Flip TV with Babalola Timothy. Looking at the ongoing war clamor between Iran and United States of America, we see that things are becoming tense, they are becoming intense, and are becoming stronger. To the effect of this, what do you think the Nigerian government will support if the war eventually escalates or aggravates? Do you think the Nigerian government will support the Iran or they will support America? So we are going on to the street to ask the fellow Nigerians their view about this, who they think the Nigerian government will support, whether they will support the Iranians or they will support the Americans. I am Babalola Timothy. Stay tuned as I go on. I will be right back. Hey, Happy New Year to you. How are you doing?
Yeah, Happy New Year, my friend. I'm fine. What about you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. You're looking good as well.
Thank you so much.
Okay. We know that there is a rumor clamor between Iran and America. Who do you think the Nigerian government will support eventually if the war happens?
Escalates. If the war escalates, I can see Nigeria supporting Iran. Why? Because in Nigeria here you have the Hausas community. The whole Hausas erased in Nigeria, they are Shiites. While the Fulani counterpart are Sunni. They are backing up Saudi Arabia. And you know that in recent time, Iran military leader boasted or has taken or accepted responsibility of bombardment of oil installation in facilities or installation in Saudi Arabia, which escalated these present hostilities between Iran and America. So how happened was that in 1980, there was war between Iran and Iraq. Iran was backed by the then Soviet Union, USSR, while Iraq was backed by America. So they fought that war for 8 years. That was when Ronald Reagan was president, US president, from 1982 till 1988. Iraq won Iran. So after Iraq won Iran, the war ended, but this guy piled up what I called in my own self, my own term, CIA experience and intelligence. That was, thank you, that was this Saddam Hussein.
Okay.
So he knew every nook and cranny of American security system. You know how they operate. So he was trained by CIA, which was why in 1990, Iraq attacked Kuwait and occupied Kuwait, which invited America to invade Saudi Arabia and occupy Saudi Arabia to protect them, the oil facilities there. So now, there was, military, conflict between US and Iraq in 1990, which made Britain, France, and other European countries to be allied to America. So that escalated into what was called the Motherable Battle. That is the mother of all battle, Operation Desert Storm in 1990. So Operation Desert Storm ended with the senior Bush, you understand, who was elected as a president in 1989. Yeah, 89. So Senior Bush succeeded in invading Iraq, forcing Iraq out of Kuwait. That was the end of Gulf War. But he did not succeed on killing Saddam Hussein because they wanted him dead. He committed sins against humanity by using chemical weapons on the Kurds.
Yes.
He killed and annihilated a whole village in Kurdish Iran. No, the Kurds are among the Iraqi, but they are Christians. You understand? So he did not succeed on killing Saddam Hussein, which was why when Clinton was elected president in 1992, yes, I think so, in 1992, because George Bush Sr. just ended only 4 years. Then Bill Clinton beat him in 1992 election and become American president and ended his tenure in 2000, 8 years later. So that war throughout, during Clinton, was so slow. I think you understand. And he could still not get senior Saddam Hussein himself. And the senior Bush did not get him. So the second coming of George W. Bush, the junior Bush, spelled a new era in American military operation because he fought Iraq because Saddam Hussein targeted WTO. He bombed the twin building. That was what happened then in 2001. And George Bush the Jr. started what he termed the war, 21st century war. He said he budgeted money for it and he said America is going to win. And they started fighting against Osama bin Laden-led Al-Qaeda, and eventually they tracked some Al-Qaeda groups in Somalia, some Al-Qaeda group in Sudan, which led to the bombing of Osama bin Laden's pharmaceutical company in Sudan. Then they tracked him to Afghanistan. That one invited Afghanistan into the war, and America fought Afghanistan to still. Today, the war is going on there. So at the end of the day, in 2003, I think I'm quoting it right. This Junior Bush killed Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein was beheaded. He was hanged in 2003. So now, that was the Gulf War, how it ended, because Saddam Hussein was killed. Then his tenure extended from 2003 to 2008 when Obama came in. But all the while he was looking for this Osama bin Laden of a man. Then Barack Obama succeeded in tracking him down in 2011. He was killed in Pakistan. I'm telling you how this present conflict escalated in those days. It's not something that just started. So Obama killed Osama bin Laden in 2011. So see what happened. This man they killed now was a military leader then in 1980. In 1980, he led a 5,000 military personnel in Iran. The group was called, I think, QUD, Kurd something
Yes,
like that.
QUD.
Thank you. Qasim Ismail, yeah. So he was their leader. So this man, this 2019 was planning. I mean, the previous year, 2019, was planning to attack American interests all over the world. Both American diplomats, both American military facilities in the Middle East, all over the world. They were doing the consultations, the meeting in Syria, Lebanon, not knowing that America has an insider in Iran, you understand, an informer that was following up. Then he now briefed Pentagon that they should do something so rapidly so it could not escalate. That after this last meeting, if it escalates, it's going to be so deadly, which was why the CIA agents, the FBI, American drones unmanned started tracking the man. Their last meeting was held in Syria, and on their way back at Baghdad airport, Baghdad, Iraq, they struck with unmanned plane. That was drone. 2 of them were killed. His second accomplice is from Iraq. Himself is a military leader, Iranian Republican Guard, I think. Iran, that is the current position he is now. He's their military leader. He was killed. And the Iranians are not happy. So the Shiites, they form almost 95% of Muslims in Iran. And the reason why Nigeria is going to be brought into this present conflict is because you have Shiites, good number of them in the north. The whole Hausas are Shiites. The whole Fulanis are Sunni. So Buhari himself will not like to voice out against America because Buhari is not a Shiite. But the Hausas, the Ezak-Zaki, those group, that guy that is in jail, they are Shiites. So probably all the Shiite sects in Nigeria, in the northern Nigeria, are preparing to attack, which is why federal government, the IGP, has positioned police personnel all over the country and put them on red alert.
And I've been back with Iraq, Russia, China. In fact, the country that have power and influence in war victories. Do you think if the war eventually aggravates more than it is now, who do you think would emerge the winner? Do you think Iran will conquer America, despite America have a gigantic nuclear weapon to make them victorious, but being backed up by those countries, those big countries known for war? And we know Israel as well is backing America now. So what do you think will eventually emerge?
American good ally, best ally now is Israel. And Israel is surrounded by the enemies in the Middle East. And Another point you should know is that not the whole Middle East countries are supporting Iran. What Iran did was bad. The caliphate, the headquarters of Islam in the world is Saudi Arabia. They are the caliphate. You see, Iran attacked the headquarters of the whole Islamic world. So what do you think will happen? They will not gain any alliance or allies from the Middle East countries because of the attack on Saudi oil facilities. One. Two, Europeans, after blaming Trump, for what he did,
Yes.
Trump played the video of the outcome of the meeting. Qasim Islamani, or what is that his name? Had Islamani in Syria. They read the video, they followed the video of the whole Europe joined. So if Russia fails to join, fine. If China fails to join, fine. But one thing I know is that Britain is behind America, Israel, they are good allies, France is joining, Germany is joining, all those good European countries, they are joining America. But if China says no, that is going to play their normal politics, I'm telling you that their economy will just only crumble. Because if they try to do that, Chinese current economical status will go down. Then Russia is just recovering from disbandment of USSR in 1991. If Russia is joining, it's only Russia, RUSSI, with Moscow as their capital. Eritrea is not going. Crimea, they are not going to be there. Georgia, they are not. Kazakhstan, they are not going to be there. Do you understand? On the other Russian federatives before, there are many. Slovenia, Macedonia, and the rest. They are not going to join. It's only Russia. Putin controlled Russia that is going to do that. I don't think they're winning the war. China, economically, they're not well. So if they sponsor any war against America, they're going to spend heavily and they're going to lose. I didn't understand because economic alliance, the economic allies to China, are they not European countries? They buy from China. So if the allies see that you are backing Iran to go into war with the United States, they will all withdraw the economic relationship with you. So China and Russia, they are going to lose if they fight or join Iran to fight the United States.
Okay, don't you think Nigeria will as well lose if we should join Iran?
Nigeria, I've explained to you that Nigeria, we have Sunni here, the majority, which are the Fulanis. Then the Shiites are the Hausas. Shiites, just very handful of them are in Nigeria. I know that they will join in protesting or attacking U.S. interests, but not federal government joining Iran.
No,
it is impossible.
I'm talking about the federal government now.
Federal government cannot back Iran.
Okay.
Because our president, our so-called president, is a Shiite, and I trust him. I don't think he will deviate. He won't join Iran.
Initially, Nigeria will support America. Likewise, the whole world will support American because American try to maintain peace. And all the Iran nation is about terrorists and problems, war, challenging, and all that. So now we need a peaceful nation. The Arab cannot bring us that. The Iran cannot give us a peaceful nation. So US try to tell them, you have something bad. They said, what about your own? US tell them, we don't use our own for trouble. We use your own for what? For massacre. It's bad. So the Nigerian will support US who try to bring peace. You understand me? But Iran is always violence and what? Killing, terrorists and all evil, anger of it. So I think Nigeria will support America, not Iran.
Okay, considering that the fact that Nigeria is a member of the OIC, Organization of Islamic Countries, do you think Nigeria want to get against his brother?
Yes, it's not a Nigerian is not is a fake. It's a fake kind of ball game. You get it? We have three zones of the nation: Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo. So the Igbo, the Yorubas, the Hausas make up a Nigerian. So only Hausa cannot form to say let us support our brothers.
No, but Nigeria is a registered member of the OIC, and there are some percentage in which
is a register of fake. It's not all of us are registered. It's not all the whole region.
But the federal government already registered Nigeria.
They register onto what they believe they register. what they believe is register is what they register. They believe in it and they do it, but it's not working.
Don't you think whether the Igbos or the Yoruba are in support, Nigeria is a registered member of the OIC?
Yes, according to what they say. I'm telling you, according to what Nigerians say. But initially, Nigeria is not so.
Yeah, it wasn't so, but it is now a member of the OIC.
If you're a member of OIC, we are, Buhari is working all over the world to pray for peace. Even Boko Haram on order. He came for peace, to reign. So he's not a man that's going to stand in Iran to say it should include war or it should include problem. So because they are claming for peace. If they don't clamor for peace, fine. But Buhari is claming for peace, is coming. Boko Haram should go, the terrorists should drop and all those things. So Buhari is claming for peace. So he cannot go and join OIC and say make trouble. I don't think he will do that.
Okay, compliment of the season to you.
Same to you, my brother.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
You are looking fresh.
You are looking fresh too. Thank you.
This is a fragrance of the new year, isn't it?
Yes, so
Okay.
the year fresh on my body.
Yeah.
This is 2020.
2020.
2020 is moving forward.
Now, so moving
Not be
forward,
lie.
by God's grace.
Talk to me.
Now,
talk to me.
looking at the rumor clamor that is going on
Okay.
about the war between Iran and America,
Okay.
eventually, if the war should escalate, who do you think the Nigerian government will support? Would they support the Iran government or the American?
First one I want to ask you first and say, man, the government they create safe. Maybe say they never even repair road. They want to think of who to support or not to support. What they concern fight. The fight concern us. Not be all those one with fair reason. Fight will not concern you. Want to go put your hands. But you reason now. Think calm. You know, Iraq and America, they do their, it can concern Nigeria. They put Nigeria name for inside. The fight not concern us. They not care our soldier. They not care our police. They not even care our civil defense. They not care our vigilante. So what can concern us concern the fight? It not concern Nigeria. If Nigeria want put in hand for what they ought, may let us the citizens know. Some will pack before that they reach. So for me, it not concern us. So I not believe that this question not concern us.
You see, I have said I have mentioned issue of the face-off between Iran and America, but I did not put Nigeria in consideration wherever to support. But me looking at things, Nigeria, although Iran in the Islamic world, they are the Shiites. And if you watch in Nigeria, the Shiites and Sunnis in Nigeria in loggerhead. With the Sunnis, where the present government belong to. And the Shiites, where the Erzak and the Ismail, they are persecuting. But nevertheless, if there's any conflict between Muslims and non-Muslims, they come together as one Muslim. You can remember when this man, Rashid, somebody wrote a satanic version revealing the secret in Islam. It was the same Iran that rise up and call Islam all over the world to do what? To rise up and destroy that man. Which Queen of England or England government had him. No, now they come to, but that time Ayatollah Khomeini was alive. Now, both Shia and Sunnis come together to fight their common enemies, whom they think were the infidels, mostly the Christians. Now, America is a Christian nation. Forget whatever Obama did to lure told the world that America will turn to Islam. No, they are still Christian nation. And if you watch Iran religiously, neighborhoodness, they are Muslims. And Nigeria trying to emphasize to prove themselves they are pure core Muslims. Now, wherever Muslims are, they are one. Like what Ojukwu said in the Civil War, that vandal is a vandal, whether military or civilian. Islam is Islam in any country they belong to, no matter how they have their divisions. When they come to time of religious or anything concerning Islamic nation, they come together. They can fight each other, But Asaf is outside of Islam, non-Islam to Islam. They come together and fought against non-Islam. So do not be surprised if now, without despite whatever might happen between Shias in Nigeria and Sunnis in Nigeria, don't be surprised that Nigeria will rise up, Nigerian Muslim, Nigerian government that belong to Muslims now will still rise up against America. They will support their brother, Iran. Because now Nigeria belongs to OIC, Organization of Islamic Countries. And Nigeria is a member of OPEC. And to watch OPEC, non-Arab Muslim nation or non-Muslim nation is in OPEC. All of them were Muslims, Arab nation. 26 Arab nations that produce oil, they are the members of OPEC, except Nigeria that is outside Arab nation. But they joined them to prove to them that they are Arabs. And meanwhile, during the Civil War, this Arab nation, Muslim Arab nation, trooped in Nigeria to fight the war against Biafra. Let me put it in this way. The war of Biafra surviving, not a civil war, because this one is a nation. This one is a nation. Biafra have their army, have their currency, have their flag, have their logo, have their stamp. Therefore, they are a nation. That's why the late Chinua Achebe wrote, there was a country. So it's not a civil war. It's a war between two nations. This one has a general, this one has a general. But the only thing is that Biafra was subdued and renamed them, pushed them back to Nigeria. Now, these people troop in. This Arab nation, Muslim nation, troop in to fight for Nigerian to win Biafra. So likewise, they would like to pay them back. Now, Nigeria belongs to other Islamic nations. Even the present president, everything he entered, he went and fortified Nigerian position in Arab world, in Islamic nation. Do you know how much Nigeria government is paying to Organization of Islamic Countries, OIC, as part of their due up to today? Our own money is part of the money they're using to finance terrorism in the world. So automatically they will support them, no matter what happens, because they say people are infidel. So do not be surprised that Nigeria will support Iran. But meanwhile, Iran cannot do anything. They only make noise. Although they are the giants now in Middle East, apart from Israel. They are a nation producing any type of weapon now. You know, they were under sanction because of nuclear. You understand? But let me tell you, the war may not go under religion. The war may go under political. Because the killing is not under religion, it's under political. Self-defense is what America did to prevent the attack that will come to America. Not as a Christian nation or as a church, but as a political power. So the war, if you want to come as a political power, a political war, and this new war come as a political war, America will have upper hand in anything. Only California state can face Iran. Only California state, both in money, both in personality, both in human resources, both in anything. Only California can face Iran. I'm not talking about the rest of America. That's what I'm saying. Now, America have bases in Middle East. America soldiers in Iraq now, they can use them. America can use Kuwait. America can use Saudi Arabia. They have base there. You understand? America can base in Middle East, Mediterranean Sea, with their space carrier. America don't need to spend much war to get Iraq down. Only the sanction that Iraq is facing now is hurting Iran. I mean, only the sanction Iran is facing now is hurting Iran. Only the sanction. So the war may be on political war. If it become religious war, make sure Saudi Arabia will be in problem. Because Iran, after that, Iran will overthrow Saudi Arabia. Iran and Saudi Arabia have been struggling. Who will be the superior in Islamic world. You know, recently this man that they killed moved to front to say that the world should stop, Arab Muslim world should stop going pilgrimage in Saudi Arabia. They should come to Iran. He lose. Do you know whether this will be one of the things that made it? Because America said we bombed this man to protect attack against us and our allies in Middle East. Saudi Arabia not part of the ally. Is it not part of the Arab world? Is it not part of Islamic nation, the head of Islam? Therefore, I don't think that Iran, third world, they can only terrorize. They can only terrorize. They only make noise. America will still beat them and tell them, I'm sorry. Sorry, eh? Cool down, boy. Take it easy. What happened during the Jimmy Carter when they mess up? When Reagan entered, what happened to them? Didn't they succumb? Reagan used Iraq and fought them for good 10 years. Iraq crumpled down and rebuilt again. They want to go and crumple themselves again. Iran collapsed for good 10 years. So they said Iraq captured Iranian soldiers, 400,000 war prisoners. Now they have built up again. They have seen bread and cucumber and carrot and onion to be eaten again. They want to remove the bread from their mouth again. Let them do it. Iran, let them do it. This is not supporting Yemen. Supporting Yemen, no. If Yemen will turn against them. So I pray that the thing should end up amicably, roundtable talk.
This is just like asking the ant, who will he support between the fight between a tortoise and an elephant? Well, I will still say, I will say the Nigerian people who want to be neutral. Why I said so? Because Nigeria is a mixed state, and then by peradventure of the two horses fighting, America, to a large extent, is a Christianic nation, and Iran is an Islamic nation. So, in order not to be here and be there, and America being the war power of the world that can crush anybody, Nigeria would rather want to be on the fence so that, should in case if America win the war, America will not pounce on her.
Okay, now, considering the fact that Nigeria is registered to the OIC, Organization of Islamic Countries, which make them to be brothers, do you think Nigeria won't want to support its brothers?
But to a large extent, Nigeria will not want to support them, because even the Saudi Arabia, that is the head of the Islamic nations, is not even supporting Iran.
You know, that could be as an eventuality of the tussle between Iran and Saudi Arabia. You know, they are fighting for superiority, for the one to be the most superior, the Hajj and Medina to be moved to Iran. I think that could be as a result of that.
Now, Nigeria could also look at, what do I stand to gain if I support Iran? What is Iran shipping into Nigeria? And then, the war is not even today. Yes, today we have an Islamic president. Tomorrow we might have a Christianic president. And that time, he will say that he didn't know anything about it. And he can also decide to cancel the membership of Nigeria. So that's why I say Nigeria might decide to sit on the fence. And I could still say that Nigeria will support the America, because considering what we stand to gain from America, we have more to gain from America than to gain from Iran. Because before you pitch your attempt, you look at, what do I stand to gain? And what will be the aftermath of the war? At the end of the war, what do I stand to gain should the war end? And should the war end, the person I support, what do I stand to gain from him? If Nigeria supports Iran, can Iran rebuild, should in case if there's a world war and it happens to affect Nigeria, can Iran rebuild Nigeria? Huh? So those are the questions you ask yourself before you pitch your tent. And that's why I will comfortably, at this point in time, say Nigeria would rather support America.
Okay, this President Muhammadu Buhari tenure, you know, he voted against President Trump during his first election, and during the impeachment, Nigeria was also against him, which validates that Nigeria is not fully in support of this Donald Trump administration. Do you think you will want to support him?
How will this government be in support of Donald Trump when Donald Trump is not seeing anything good in them? A man who calls you a live vegetable, how will you support the man? I tell you, in the heart of the Nigerian government, if there is any way Donald Trump government can be put to an end, they will do it.
And don't you see this war?
Now that's why I told you that the war might not even break up today. You see, you could hear the drum of war, but the war will not be fought. It could be after like 20 decades. It could be like after 5 decades. It could be in the next 4 years. So, and at then, is Buhari going to be in power up to then? Those are the questions you ask yourself. Because the Trump government is not in support of Nigerian government. And no sensible man in his right sense will support foolishness. No wise man will support idiocracy. That is what we are seeing. And then, I will not blame the government, because if myself here, I see a man that do not like me, I would not want to support the man. I will be looking for every way for the man to fall. That's the truth. That's personal terms. And Buhari as a person cannot take decision for Nigeria, because we are not practicing unitarian system of government. Neither are we practicing monarchic system of government. What we are practicing is federalism. And in federalism, every arm of the government has to put their hand in deck before a decision can be taken. So that is why, even with or without the Buhari government, the president cannot take decision alone. It's not a sole executive issue. It is both the parliamentary, the executive, and let me still say the legislative arm. They all have to come together and say, okay, based on what we are going to benefit from here, we will support those people. Or based on what we've been losing from here, we will support those people.
This is where we are going to draw down the curtain of today's show. We have seen so many opinions. In fact, so many people say Nigeria will support Iran. Some other person says Nigeria will support America. You know, I have this brother that became neutral. He says Nigeria do not even need to get themselves involved in the war. That this is a year of chop life. Well, this is on this note, we are going to say we hope peace to reign and we pray for peace to reign. I am Babalola Timothy. Join us for subsequent updates, interviews, and collection on this wonderful platform. Don't forget that every day I drop you with a quote before we wrap it off. Now, the quote I am going to drop you off, we are in the beginning of a new year. Strategize, re-strategize, and implement your strategies for you to achieve a good success. Catch you some other times. Have a nice day. Bye.